Bryce,
medium.
tell me the biggest out of conference win your coach has.
Why is all this
No,
so
tell
you
me the
think no
biggest
no
out
no
of
no no no
conference
no
win
no
your
no no
coach.
no no no
No, Bryce, no.
you think an out
I
of
asked you a very
conference
simple
win
question. I asked you a very simple
you
question.
no no
You
no
refused to answer it.
you do
Tell
this
me the biggest coach.
you say
All right,
ask
go
this
ahead, Bryce. Go
question
ahead,
and it's a
Bryce.
dumb question and then you make me answer it and then we
It's
like
not a
okay
dumb
cool
question. You're just too scared to answer it.
you think
Now, the sideline, forget about it. This baby's over.
Oh, my goodness. One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
And most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
Another block. One more. He's got it. Touchdown. No flag. Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins. Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa. Can they catch him? No. Donovan Edwards again. The down.
all righty welcome back to another episode Scarlet and Blue Show. What a week 4 of college football that was fantastic. The whole weekend was really sensational. I mean, Colorado, Oregon, which was supposed to be a big game, was a blowout, but the stories that came out of that was crazy.
Yeah.
And then to top it off was an insane, objectively speaking, an insanely good football game on Saturday night in South Bend, which is why you can see my co-host here beaming. Garrison, we both went 4-0.
You made me a promise.
I'm setting you up for it. Can I at least set you up?
I'm sorry. I'm really Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
We're both 4-0. We both got there. You know, you guys barely got there, but like you got there, and the floor is yours. I said if you guys win, the floor is yours. So I'm gonna mute my mic, Garrison. I think you have one or two things to say.
Bryce, we're gonna talk about the actual game, okay? But I'll just start off. I'm very proud to be an Ohio State Buckeye. Very proud. My dad went to school there, graduated there. My dad at Arlen Gaddy. And I it was really cool to me, Bryce. You know, this whole thing has been about toughness for Ohio State, right? Bryce, when I started playing football in 2001. I could have played the year before, but I didn't. Why? I was scared to play I was scared to play. No lie. I was scared to play football. It wasn't tough enough. Then next year, going to 2001, I decided to play football for the Kenwood Gladiators. That same season, there was another first-year running back at Ohio State named Maurice Clarett. He played for that team that ended up winning the 2002 championship. But in that same year, and that gave me confidence to play football. In that same year, I realized how good I was at football. Bryce, you can attest, I was pretty all right at football. I want to give Notre Dame their credit because I think that's a really good team. Before last week, I said even if they were to lose this game, I still think they are a playoff worthy team. If they were to go out and just win their games, I said that about them. And bear with me, man. I wrote my points down. I wrote this stuff down because I want to make sure I'm very clear about this. With that being said, about how proud I am to be a Buckeye, the same guy, Ryan Day, said the same thing about being proud of being from Ohio. He's not from Ohio, but he's coaching at the Ohio State University right now. For some years now, there's been this weird narrative that Ohio State's not tough, Ohio State's soft, all this, and it's basically come from the fact that we lost to Michigan 2 years in a row. Michigan's been running the ball. And I've always asked people, I said, you know, it's crazy to me. When we were blasting Michigan 62-39, I didn't hear Michigan being soft. No, we just kicked their arse. That's just it. That's just what the game is. And it was really cool hearing man, I'm forgetting his name right now, but he came on and said like he was the agent. Was it Agent McCarron, Bryce? He works for ESPN. What's his name? It used to be an Alabama quarterback. Done on the show today. He doesn't know where that narrative came from either. Ohio State's been tough. Ohio State hasn't been soft. It's just this weird thing that's been brought out.
Greg
And
McElroy.
Thank you. And he said because people have this thought process that because teams have talented quarterbacks and teams have talented receivers, that they're not tough and that they're soft. And he brought this great point, Bryce, I never thought of. I think most people think Iowa has been a very tough team. There's tough guys on that team. but somehow they still get blasted. Do they not? I'm pretty sure, Bryce, people thought you guys are tougher than TCU. I would say you guys are tougher than TCU. But guess what? What did it matter? How tough you were. It didn't matter. Ryan Day has the highest winning percentage since he's been coaching. He has the highest winning percentage against ranked teams. The highest winning percentage. The guy is 49-6. And somehow people come up with a way that they just drum up narratives about him. And then after the game, he goes out and he's fired up, bro. He's fired up. And Bryce, you saw that post. We can put it up. We saw that post when I said 2 days before the game. I said, Bryce, he's talking right now. I've never seen him like this. I put it out there and I said, no, he hears it. And after the game, what does he do? He goes out and lets you all know he's been hearing it. And it's funny to me that I told you no matter what happens, whether we can win that game by 20 or 1 point, everyone, including you, we're going to come out here and just give us no credit for this win. No matter what. No. I talked to you earlier. You did this. You did the same thing.
What did I do?
No. You didn't give us full credit for it, Bryce. You did not.
No.
And what happened, what I said came to fruition. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly no. And I'm gonna say some names that they did. I promise you that this monologue, I'm gonna say some names.
Go ahead.
And it's amazing to me that my coach has bigger wins than some coaches that will go unnamed. They will go unnamed.
Oh, name them.
Oh, Jim Harbaugh. Your coach has can't even touch my coach's record. Can't even touch his big game record. Can't even touch his winning percentage.
I keep going.
I'll be quiet. And somehow, mute yourself, please. Just mute yourself. And somehow, you guys have the nerve to talk about a program that you have been poverty to in terms of relevance. You can't sniff what we do. Your lives as fans has been trash. And Bryce, and I've got to live it because I've been your best friend. And I've seen you as a Michigan fan. Your life as a fan has been trash. And somehow you guys think you can talk to me. His words, and I understand what he's saying, Bryce, because he said these players, he's defending his guys. He's defending his guys. The fact that you come out here and talk about the kids he loves, nah. And so I really respect that. And you should respect that too. Because the truth of the matter is, if Jim Harbaugh, Bryce came out and did the same doggone thing, you would sit here and cape for him. You would do that. The same way if Jim Harbaugh was to go out and get a win like this, Bryce, you would need a hot, wet towel and a cold shower. And that's fact. That is fact. Oh, put 2 and 2 together. You know what I'm saying. Let's Bryce, I want to read something to you. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. Bryce. I want to read something to you, okay? This right here, Bryce, is a definition of toughness. The state of being strong enough to withstand adverse conditions or rough handling. Bryce, were we not 7:30 at night in South Bend, Indiana? Please answer yes or no. I'm waiting. I want to hear it.
I was muted. I couldn't.
No. Were we not at night at South Bend, Indiana? Yes or no?
Yes, Harrison.
Thank you. And then there's another part of the definition. The ability to deal with hardship or to cope with difficult situations. Bryce, with a first-year full starting quarterback with 1 timeout, 69 yards to go, do we not have the ball with 1:14 left? Yes or no?
I don't know the exact time.
Yeah. Well, I got it for you, baby. Yeah, we did.
Oh.
And what I know about my quarterback, Bryce, is that in tough situations, in a top matchup against a very talented team, when everything's on the line, everything is on the line. My quarterback did something your quarterback has never done. He went straight down the field, ping, 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 ping. The 1 yard. And granted, hey, Notre Dame, you had 10 players on the field for the last 2 plays. Tough. I don't
Kind of
care.
an important piece.
I don't care. Because like I told you, Bryce, there could be 15 people in that field. We were getting in that end zone. So, Bryce, I just want to say something real quick. Let's start on the way down.
You gotta wrap up. Your 5 minutes.
Yeah, I will. Isaiah Hole, screw you. John Jansen, really to you. Jim Costa, really to you. Brady Quinn, bury yourself. Rich Eisen, Lawson Luckett, Zay. Who else do I want to go? Darnell, kick rocks. Cheers.
Bada bing, bada boom. Lots of.
I'm sorry, Bryce. And Notre Dame fans, Bryce, what's today's date? Is September 25th, 2023, and you still haven't beaten us since 1936 on Halloween.
That's one you get to sit on. That's one Irish don't get to say anything about. I'm still shocked by that number. Garrison Dean, a lot to unpack. Let me ask you.
Over.
What?
I'm sorry for going about a minute and a half over.
That's all right. Let me ask you an honest question. Turn off the cameras, brother to brother. Did you let Twitter get to you?
Oh yeah, and I'll be honest, bro. Like I love this game. And so like I told you, like I don't do the trolling stuff. Like Twitter's fun for me, but I don't do the trolling stuff. So if I sit here and ask you an honest question,
go ahead,
and you can't answer it for me. Today I asked Zay. I said, give me a reason why your team should be ranked ahead of ours. And then when he responded to it, I asked him, okay, no, let's test your theory. Let's test your theory and give me a reason. Haven't got a response from you yet. No, I haven't got a response from you yet, Zay. Haven't. Why? Because you can't. In all reality, no one with a brain that's a Michigan fan can sit here and tell me in 2023 their team should be ranked ahead of mine. You can't.
Yeah, no, of course. The teams that deserve a high ranking right now are Florida State, Texas, and Ohio State, because you are the only ones who've had big wins. Because we're only 4 weeks in the season, so the people who are arguing about the ranking right now is comical. Let's worry about that
at a later date.
So, all right, I feel like I watched you have your night ruined by a lot of trolls.
It wasn't.
Garrison, I think you lashed out on me a few times, which is fine. I'm a big
I had to.
But I didn't. What did I say? Actually, I had a lot to say. So let's go through the game because
let's break the game down. You go first.
Great game. Great football game. Both offenses moved the ball. I'm sure you've looked at the team stats, but a pretty much even game. Aside from time of possession, which Notre Dame had 34 minutes, 25 minutes, like pretty even game top to bottom.
Definitely.
Both teams got shots on the goal line, goal-to-goal situations. Both teams had opportunities to make big plays. Didn't. Both teams left points on the board. Just an absolute slugfest where you were able to pass the ball. You were able to run the ball. Again, both sides. Trey had that big run, but even so, it's not like Notre Dame shut down the running game. It felt pretty even. And then Notre Dame on the flip side too. All 5 of those backs got good carries and good minutes. And so I thought it was just a really fun football game. I'm sure you got a lot of thoughts. I thought Kyle played well. Give your flowers to McCord. I mean, take away the throw at the end. I know you shared the stat with me earlier today, but his third down conversions, that's special stuff. So I thought Kyle played good. I thought, man, if CJ played this year, he would have put up monster numbers. I thought there was a lot of openings that I think a lot of those Kyle missed that CJ didn't miss.
Those Notre Dame corners are good.
And I was gonna say
Benjamin Morrison is really good. That he was Marvin's kryptonite. He was.
Yeah. Give number 20 his flowers there too. That kid is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Game talk, because I've got some thoughts on the Ryan Day stuff, but game talk. Anything else? I think you owe Devontae Jean Baptiste an apology. You You shoot him away last week, and he had a great game.
He played very well. The kid played very well.
He had.
I'm not gonna say that. He played a doggone good game, man. He did. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
8.
I'm 30 years old. I'm not gonna prey on a young kid's downfall. So
That's true. Yeah.
game.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. What else you got?
Quick,
Anything else in the
Bryce.
game?
Yeah, I'll be quick, Bryce. I mean, some interesting stats here. A lot of Notre Dame, not just Notre Dame fans, but there's been a lot of people in the media that have said, I'm sure you've heard this too. Let me know if you have or not. Notre Dame gave this game away. Have you been hearing that at all?
Probably push that agenda a little bit as well, but go ahead.
Yeah, you did. That's why I was upset with you. Here's a really interesting stat right here. Field position rate.
Field position
Ohio
rate?
State, yeah, field position rate.
Okay.
So who had the better position throughout the game? Notre Dame was at 47%. Ohio State was at 57%.
So it's 57% of the time Ohio State was in enemy territory. What does that mean?
Yeah. Now, I find it also hilarious, Bryce, that there's been Notre Dame fans that have said that they controlled most of the game. Bryce, we went up 10-0 first. Now, yes, there was a point where they did go up 14-10, but most of the game was controlled by Ohio State. And then, I mean, Bryce, I told you, you asked me, I believe, if Sam Hartman is better than Kyle McCord. Maybe you didn't ask me that. No, that was Amazing Madman show.
Yeah.
And I said, as of right now, we can say Sam Hartman. But I don't know if he's actually better. Kyle McCord's better than him. I'm going to say it. We held Sam Hartman under 200 passing yards. That is hard to do.
You did.
I came out and said those wide receivers are not getting downfield in us. I said they run in sand. I just happen to be right. Igben Newsome, yes, he struggled, but if you're telling me that that's the guy you're going to attack, that's fine. Bryce, how many times do you think Burke got targeted?
1 time. I saw your tweet.
Yeah, that kid's playing like a first-team All-American right now. He is. Like I think I can easily say, and Benjamin Morrison, if he was in the Big Ten, he'd be in this too. The 3 best corners in the nation reside in the Big Ten East right now today.
I won't dispute that.
Man.
Are you concerned at how well they ran the ball?
No, because in the beginning of the game we stifled it. I think the problem becomes that no matter how good you are at the beginning of a game, no matter who you are, every team will eventually wear down. Every team will eventually wear down, and I think they wore down. The offense, this is where I'm critical of the offense. The offense cannot miss out on getting points. Let's say we had been up 20-7, okay? I don't think Notre Dame runs the ball. I think they stopped running the ball, and then they had to pass it. And I think passing against us, Bryce, is the worst thing possible. We pressured Sam Hartman 19 times. He dropped back 25 times. We're in his face all game. So I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah, he had time to throw, though. Let's not act like he was dropping back and getting hit.
There's literally a play in that game from Tyreek and JT. They literally pushed Joe all in his face.
Yeah, you pick out a play, sure.
We were back there. Did we get home? No, but we were back there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think Notre Dame had to throw the ball. You're right. Like if they had to throw the ball, I think Hartman would have had more stats, but they were moving the ball on the ground.
But Brian Hall, listen to what I said. Eventually, any team is going to wear down. I believe had we got up by double, if we were up 20-7, they don't do that. That's why I'm saying it's very critical that I think it's very critical that our offense get points on the board. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man, getting 20 points in this defense is a tall task. It's a tall task. That's a good defense you saw right there.
It's good defense.
That's a really good defense, Bryce. Real quick, Travion Henderson. Well, we're gonna get to it. I'm so sorry. Blake Corum, you look back in form. Travion, I want to stop all that Dom is better than Travion talk. That's over with. And give me 10 seconds here. From here on out on this show, we will be calling Kyle McCord the Iceman. We will be doing that.
I will not, but go for it.
We will be doing that. How clutch was he, Bryce?
Is your Heisman thing still going with him, or where are we at with that? You were going to push that hard last week.
I'm still pushing that.
All right. Good.
I'm still pushing
do it.
But I think he did something that JJ can't do. I'll say it to you right now. I think he did something that JJ can't do. Some of those passes that he made on that drive.
I mean, his guy. Give him Iboka some credit, man. The way he would, I thought the announcers nailed it, but he found the empty spots in the zones and yeah, you're right. McCord had to get in the ball, but give number 2 a little bit of credit.
No, Ibuka gets all that, but he's the first round pick. You don't need any more credit. All right.
I'm gonna give him credit.
But yeah,
all right,
man,
Kyle McCord.
I'm good, man. I'll say this, Bryce. I'm over with talking with other fans outside of you. I'm over with talking to other fan bases about my team. I am.
I hope you're still wanting to talk with me.
Oh no. Outside of you, Bryce, I'm gonna tell guys bless your heart and have a nice day. And if you're from the South, like my family is, Bryce, you know what bless your heart means, and it ain't nice.
I like it. I feel like what happened, I got a taste of it against Bowling Green, where I turned the game off against Bowling Green, and I saw so much crap. And I said to myself, and I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I don't know if I can do this anymore because this is ruining the season for me. Twitter's toxic. And at that point, I made the decision to just not care anymore. So I'm a week into that, and so far so good. And I feel like I lost you for a little bit there, which is understandable. You were in deep, and people were giving the business. Ohio State's not getting, I think, a ton of respect right now for knocking off the number 9 team.
Bryce, that's amazing. Did I tell you this would happen? No matter what we do.
Yeah, but okay. All right. A couple things. So real quick, JJ and Kyle.
I'm going to be honest, Bryce. This might be a long episode, but continue.
All right.
Let's talk about those boys in blue.
No. We got to talk about that post-game little temper tantrum. Can I have 90 seconds of your time?
Muting myself.
Yeah, you don't have to mute yourself. I welcome engagement.
You know I'm an interrupter, Bryce.
I know. Well, I got to say this. Ryan Day, you are the head coach of top 3, if not the top program in college football of the last decade. Ryan Day, you took over a program that was firing on all cylinders. Since 2012, Ohio State has averaged over 12 wins a season, and that includes 2020. I saw that on Twitter today. Someone double check me. I think that's close to being right. Averaging 12.1 wins a season. Ryan Day, you've been gifted the talent. You have continued to keep it, sure, but you have all of the talent in the world on the roster. You have access to one of the most rich states to yourself. You can go recruit. You have a brand that's big enough to recruit across the country. Ryan Day, you never once had to build or rebuild this engine. You sit here and you start blowing a gasket talking about how tough you are in response to an 86-year-old's quote. Now, let's add some context around this. If you don't know already, the context of Lou Holtz's quote was on the Pat McAfee show. On Pat McAfee's show, he's got a guy on there. His name's Ty. Ty does a Lou Holtz impression. On the show, Lou Holtz was interviewing Lou Holtz. That was the context we're in, with fans yelling in the background. And this 86-year-old geriatric, who I don't really think knows where he is at all times, starts saying those things. You're telling me that then you get on the mic after that game and talk about how tough you are. Now, Garrison, I have a rule. If you're going to scream about being something and yelling about being something, you're probably not that something. You're probably not that something. So you're going to sit here and complain about what this guy says. And then you say, we had one bad half. And then he later referenced that one bad half being the 2020.
That's fact. See, I'm
almost done.
Let's not be intellectually dishonest, Bryce. That's fact. That is
we
fact.
held your offense to 3 points last year.
That's a bad half. That's one bad half.
2021.
Bryce,
we shut your offense down.
Bryce, maybe he misspoke. Bryce, come on. Let's
corrected it later.
Good grief. Good grief.
So all that to say, I don't want to hear anything. I thought he looked like an absolute clown. And guess what, Garrison?
Did you think you're coach like a clown?
Last thing. You as a Buckeye fan should defend him. I appreciate that. You should. It's your coach.
He can't defend his own players, Bryce.
It's your coach. But to act that way in that situation, here's why. Here's what I compare it to.
Now you're being goofy.
Here's what I compare it to. Coach O at LSU. Remember when he went in to Alabama and beat Alabama in 2019? After that game, on the field interview with the lady, he just said, "Hey, it was a great game, hard fought match." Press conference that night and later throughout the week, just said, "Hey, good game." That's how you handle yourself. But then do you remember when the players recorded what he said in the locker room? That was at that moment where he goes, "Oh yeah, roll tide. Yeah, roll tide, F you." That is the time when you say those things. You don't act like a petulant child and a clown.
That's funny.
You don't Richard Sherman.
Wait, stop. You're an outside person. You are an outside person. So I find it really funny that an outside person outside the Ohio State fan base and outside the Ohio State program can sit here and talk about something that the Ohio State fans appreciated and that the Ohio State players appreciated.
That's what I said.
No. The Ohio State players and fan base appreciated what he did in that postgame conference. Who are you to tell us what we're supposed to appreciate or not? Who are you? Who are you? You are a Michigan fan. You have no say. You have no say in what we think is right or wrong. Those players appreciated that. Why? Because for the last 2 years, people have gone out like you, Bryce, and people have gone out and said that those players are soft. You guys can't even fit the shoes that those players are in. And you have the nerve to say they're soft? Stop it, bro. Listen, as someone that has played this game, Bryce, and you should understand this because you played this game too. That is frustrating. Because these guys, this coach went out there, and I don't know if you saw this, Bryce, right before that interview, I forget his name, but the guy who's over he's over
he said, "Watch this."
Yeah. Oh, Bryce. Oh, trust me, we all
to comments that Lou Holtz made. And guess what, Garrison? You're
Bryce,
Ohio freaking
Bryce,
State.
Can you understand that? Wait. Stop. Can you understand that Lou Holtz is a legendary coach? And that when you go out here and you're saying physical, but in all reality, what you are saying is Ohio State players are soft. Lou Holtz, you coach at Notre Dame. Do we have to talk about the big games? Because he talked about the big games that Ryan Day has lost. Do we have to talk about the big games at Notre Dame? Georgia Tech has more BCS bowl wins than Notre Dame. Who are you? Lou Holtz, you senile old man. You are lucky to even have Ohio State on your name.
No.
The coach under the great Woody Hayes. You are lucky and blessed. Oh, I'm hot right now. I am hot.
Ohio State.
People like you in different fan bases.
You're done. You're Ohio State University. You are one of the top programs.
Ohio State University.
You should not allow this old bag to just dictate this and then act that way. That was so hilarious.
What you're telling me is this. When Jim Harbaugh sat up there, watch your language, Garrison, and cried and moaned about being this short. Bryce,
did you pull a muscle making that stretch?
You sat there and ate that up. You guys did that.
He
And I
literally
guarantee,
went
Bryce,
up
because I
there.
know you.
He went up there and went like this and said,
No,
I
Bryce,
clearly
Bryce.
saw
He
it.
said, Bryce,
No,
please
it's
let me
I
say,
clearly
please
saw
let
it
me
was
say what
this
you guys.
short.
Bryce, please let me say what I want to say. You guys literally cried and moaned about it. You did. Bob Sack did.
That's fine. That's fine.
All
Don't
of
hold coaches to the same standard as fans and fans the same standard as coaches.
No.
Fans are
I'm
supposed to be
asking you,
stupid.
Bryce, to hold your coach to the still. Hold your coach to the same standard you held.
My coach wouldn't do that.
Your coach literally.
No, he didn't. If you're trying to compare those two things, you're being intellectually dishonest.
You got it, bro. You got it.
And here's the last thing I'll say.
And how about this? Bryce? And no. How about this? You guys worry about your wussy ass schedule and celebrating beating Rutgers. I'll worry about getting a top 10 win.
I'm not celebrating anything.
That? How about
I'm not
that,
celebrating
Bryce?
anything.
How about that?
I'm happy with the win. I'm not celebrating. Here's the thing. You guys, you were 1 yard short from wanting your coach fired. And Garrison, here's the last thing.
I have never won. No, don't say you. Don't say you. Don't put me in that.
Your fan base. You're the ones you were complaining about, who you had to mute and get into it during the game with.
Bryce, I muted Michigan fans this week. Oh, I muted a lot.
So you realize that the ineptitude of that coaching at Notre Dame was insane. You had Notre Dame had the ball and threw a pass play, stopped the clock. Notre Dame dropped a pick, and Garrison, daggone it, Notre Dame in the last 2 plays of the game had 10 guys on the
Can you give some
field.
Can you give some credit to JTT on those plays real quick?
Sure, fine. Run the ball. Run the ball. You're running the ball all night.
That pass would have been completed had he not put his hands up.
They were running the ball all night. Run the ball. Just run the ball. And then 10 guys, if you have a safety out, fine. But a defensive end out of the game, are you kidding me? You guys weren't scoring that. He almost didn't make it.
How do you know?
10 guys.
Look
how close it was.
Now you're pissing me off. How can you sit here and say that we're not going to score? I'm sorry. Are you Miss Cleo? Can you
had 2 plays, and both of those plays had 10 guys on the field, and you couldn't convert on the first one.
Do me a favor, Bryce. How about you just go and find the nearest Notre Dame fan, hold hands, kiss each other on the cheeks, smack each other on the butt, and go down happy lane? I don't care. We won the doggone game.
Care a little.
We won the doggone game. Wait. Just like Josh Pate said, you guys are sitting here like laughing at us for winning a close top 10 matchup of a game. Hey, Bryce, please tell me, when was the last time you guys won a top 10 matchup outside the conference?
We beat the pants off you guys last year.
No, I said outside the conference. No, I said outside the conference.
Listen you last year on the road.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Beat the pants off you.
At home. Bryce, your
at
whole
home.
I told you earlier, Bryce, your whole lifetime as a Michigan fan has been trash. So I don't have to get to that.
Go to fans older than us, and they'll say the same thing the other way. It's just all windows of time. Guess what? We're 2 years in a row.
What are you talking about? What are you talking? Hey, Bryce, since black people could play and Hitler was dead, we've dominated you.
In the 90s, in the 90s, Michigan dominated you.
Bryce,
swings.
Bryce, do you know what happened? You know what? I don't have to sit here and spew my football knowledge to you. What I'm saying to you is this. We beat Notre Dame and primetime football on the road. That's what we do, baby.
Barely.
Bryce, let me ask you a question. If we beat them by 30, what would you say?
I'll give you flowers. That'd be sick.
No. If we beat them by 30, would you sit here and say Notre Dame was who we thought they were, or would you say that's the same old Notre Dame?
Oh, well, if you beat them by 30, then I'd be like, that's – but if you beat them by 10, if you beat them by 14, if you dominate them in stats –
At any point –
if they had 11 guys on the field –
At any point, were you impressed that we were up 10-0?
Was I impressed? I mean, sure, Garrison, I was impressed. Give you guys a smack on the tush.
So why?
That game was close.
Bryce,
it was a great football game.
Close. It's football.
It was a great football game.
Bro, that's big time football. What do you want?
Do you want to talk about Rutgers?
Like this. See, Bryce, now you're just big. You're purposely pissing me off right now.
No,
you are too smart to be sounding this dumb. Like that was.
I want to respect Ryan Day. I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
Bryce.
I do because I want to be.
No, you hate Ryan Day because he has done.
I don't hate him. I nothing him.
He's done his whole lifetime as a college coach.
I hate Urban Meyer because he's kicked our butt 7 years in a row. Yeah, I hate him. I don't hate him, but I really dislike him. Day, He's a vanilla bread coach who acted like a Gerber baby on Saturday night.
Bryce, if I wanted to, I can make a montage of the amount of times your coaches acted the same way. I'm such a kind soul, Bryce. You know how I feel about your coach.
He doesn't pull that crap post game.
No, you know how I feel about your coach, Bryce. So I don't even have to go that route. What I'm saying to you is my coach just did something again that your coach can't even speak to. He can't.
He did it last year at your guys' stadium.
Bryce, tell me the biggest out of conference win your coach has.
Why is all this?
So you think
no.
You think
an out of conference win?
I asked you a very simple question.
No.
You used to answer it.
You do this.
Tell me the biggest coach.
You say ask this question, and it's a dumb question, and then you make me answer it, and then we like, okay, cool.
Question. You're just too scared to answer it.
You think beating Notre Dame is better than beating Michigan?
That's not the point. At what point did I say that?
You just said it.
No. That's not what I said, Bryce. Stop it.
Ugh.
I asked you, tell me the last big out of conference win your coach has. Please answer my question. I never said beating Notre Dame was better than beating Michigan as a top 3 team. Now, please answer my question.
Out of conference road game?
A top team out of conference win. Tell me the last time your coach did that.
I don't know when the last time that game actually happened, aside from the college football playoff.
The last time, it wasn't a top 10 team. It was number 13 Notre Dame in 2019.
That game was at home, though.
I didn't say road, Bryce. I made it simple for you. I gave you any chance. I gave you any game you wanted.
Yeah, but that's so you're faulting us for the only opportunity. What happens?
No, that's not your only opportunity. You had Georgia. You had TCU. And you
in the playoff. I'm talking about regular season games.
No, Bryce, I said out of conference. At the end of the day, that is out of conference.
Oh, all right. Well, you probably could have clarified that a little better. So what happens here, Garrison?
I think it's very clear when I
if
say
Notre
out
Dame
of conference.
If Notre Dame ends up being the number 13th team in the country, does that matter at the end of the year?
Bryce, when you played that Notre Dame team in 2019, they came in at 13. They didn't finish there, baby. They finished way lower than that.
Fine. What if this Notre Dame team finishes lower?
Give me a rank.
I don't know. 22.
Fine. Call what you want.
Okay. Convenient.
Fine. But what I do know is this. You sat here, Bryce. All these people sat here and told me that we were going to lose this game. Including
I never
you.
said that. I never said you.
All right, Bryce. You know, Bryce. Then let's ask you. You are a godly Christian man, one of the best I know. Who did you have winning that game?
What'd you say?
Who did you have winning that game?
I had Ohio State winning. I was cheering for Notre Dame. I'm a gambling man. You know this. I had Ohio State -3.
Oh. And let's not forget that, Bryce. We covered. Has your team covered?
No, you didn't. Year? You pushed. It's not covering. Pushing is not covering.
You can still win money from it, though.
No, you can't. You get your money back. You win zero.
Money. It's winning money. No. If you lose, you lose. If you win, if you push, you can still get your money back.
All right. Michigan beat Rutgers 31-7. It was sick. We'll see you guys all next week. Next time.
Screw all of you.